Green tea. We've all heard it's healthy, right? It's one of those things that just has a health halo around it. But if you go online, you'll find some really wild claims, stuff that makes it sound like a miracle cure. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to look at the actual science, separate the real benefits from the hype, and figure out what this drink can really do for your health. Let's dive in. So this is the big question, isn't it? Is green tea the powerhouse super drink that everyone claims it is? Or is its reputation maybe a little, overblown? We're going to tackle this head on, looking at what the research actually backs up, what's still just a theory, and how you can make sure you're getting the most out of every single cup. Okay, so to really understand green tea, we have to look under the hood at what's actually in it. Turns out it's packed with all sorts of beneficial bioactive compounds. You've probably heard of things like polyphenols and flavonoids, but the ones we really care about today, the real MVPs, are called catechins. These little guys are the powerhouses doing most of the heavy lifting. So what do these catechins and other compounds actually do? Well, they act as antioxidants. Now, put simply, our bodies are constantly creating these unstable molecules called free radicals. You can think of them as little troublemakers bouncing around, causing damage to our cells over time. Antioxidants are basically the good guys who swoop in and neutralize them. But what does that really look like in practice? I absolutely love this analogy because it makes the whole idea so clear. Just picture a piece of metal left out in the rain. It gets rusty, right? That's oxidation, a kind of free radical damage. Well, antioxidants act like that protective, rust-proof coating, but for the inside of our bodies, helping to keep our internal systems from, rusting away. All right, now that we've got the basic science covered, let's get to the fun part. What are the health benefits that are actually backed by solid research? We're not talking about theories here. These are effects that scientists have actually tested and observed in people. This first one might actually surprise you. It turns out those catechins we were just talking about are amazing at fighting certain kinds of bacteria, and studies have shown they are super effective against the main culprits in our mouths that cause bad breath. Pretty cool, right? And there's a bonus. Less of that bad bacteria also means less plaque, which can lower your risk of cavities. So many of us reach for something to give us an energy boost. And this is where green tea has a really interesting advantage over coffee. See, coffee gives you that big jolt of caffeine, which for some people can lead to jitters or a crash. Green tea has a less caffeine, but it also has a secret weapon, an amino acid called L-theanine. This amazing compound promotes a feeling of calm focus. When you combine it with caffeine, you get this smooth, stable energy boost without all the jitters. It's the best of both worlds. Now, this is a really big one, and what's crucial to understand is that this isn't just a random claim. Multiple human trials, real studies with real people, have confirmed that drinking green tea regularly can actually help lower blood pressure. And when you think about how vital healthy blood pressure is for your heart and brain health in the long run, this is a pretty significant, well-proven benefit. Okay, time for our next section. This is where we wade into those really huge, life-changing claims you see all over the internet. But this is also where we need to be really careful and think like scientists. Specifically, we need to understand the huge difference between two little words, correlation and causation. This quote right here is the absolute key to understanding this whole section. All it means is that just because two things happen together, like, say, people drink green tea and they also live longer, it doesn't mean that one thing caused the other. It's such an important distinction, and it stops us from jumping to conclusions that aren't quite right. And here they are, the claims that generate so much buzz. Studies have observed that groups of people who drink a lot of green tea often have lower rates of some cancers, a reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases, and they even tend to live longer. Some studies even suggest it can boost fat burning. These are all incredibly exciting links. But remember what we just said. We can't prove, not yet anyway, that the green tea itself is the direct cause. And to give you a sense of just how serious some of this research is, one major study in Japan on lifespan followed, get this, over 40,000 people for years. And what they found was that the folks who drink the most green tea were significantly less likely to die from all causes. I mean, that's an impressive finding, no doubt. And here it is, the million-dollar question. This is that whole correlation versus causation problem in a nutshell. I mean, is it possible that people who are already health conscious, the kind of people who exercise, eat their vegetables, and don't smoke, are just more likely to choose green tea over, say, a sugary soda?
The tea might just be one piece of a much bigger healthy lifestyle puzzle, not the single magic bullet. The science just isn't settled on this yet.
So, after all that science, all the proven and unproven stuff, what does this actually mean for you? How can you take all this info and put it into practice? Well, let's talk about some really simple, practical tips to make sure you're getting the absolute most health benefit out of your daily cup.
All right, here are 4 easy rules to live by. First, and this is a really common mistake, avoid pouring boiling water directly on your tea leaves. It's way too hot and it can actually destroy those precious catechins. Just let it cool down for a minute. Second, try to skip the decaf versions. The process used to remove the caffeine unfortunately strips out a lot of the good stuff too. Third, add a squeeze of lemon. It's not just for taste. The vitamin C in the lemon actually helps your body absorb way more of the catechins. And finally, quality really does matter. Higher quality premium teas generally have more of those healthy compounds in them.
Okay, this is an incredibly important final point. You're gonna see green tea extract supplements in stores, promising you all these benefits in one little pill, but the science just doesn't back it up. These extracts don't have the same proven benefits, and in some cases, taking super high doses can actually be harmful to your liver. So the bottom line is this: stick to the real thing. Brewing a cup of actual tea is always the healthier and safer way to go.
So there you have it. Green tea isn't a magic potion that will solve all your problems, but it is a genuinely healthy drink with some solid, proven benefits and a lot of other really promising research. It's a fantastic, simple thing to add to an overall healthy lifestyle. And that brings us to our final thought for you. Now that you know the real science behind it, what's one small, healthy change you might be inspired to make? Thanks for joining me.